So start by settling into your seat. Take your time here, listen to your body, and find what supports you right now. As you settle in, allow your eyes to gently close and let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs. Your palms can face either up or down. And just take this time to notice how you feel this evening. Noticing where your body is. You might want to move yourself around a little bit. Find that place where you are pretty much centered in your seat, so you're not leaning forward, engaging your back muscles. You're not leaning backwards, engaging your abdominals. You're not leaning over to the right or to the left, engaging your lateral muscles. And finding a place as much as possible where you are resting primarily on your skeletal frame. Your muscles are just draped over the skeleton. So there's a sense, as much as you can find it, of ease here. But noticing areas of your body, like your lower back, that might feel a little grumpy, a little tight, a little tender. And just being aware of those areas as you practice. And being aware of them right now with compassion, with breath. And noticing where your mind is. Any thoughts that are present for you. Without trying to change them or shut them up. Just noticing. And also noticing any emotions that might be at the surface. So being aware without attachment or aversion. Bringing your attention to your breath, noticing how you're breathing right now. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. As you bring your attention to your breath, perhaps noticing that the breath becomes a little bit longer, a little slower, a little deeper. Noticing the connection of your lower body to the earth, feeling yourself being held and supported. And then from that grounding, feeling your spine as it rises upwards toward the sky, and the shoulders spilling down the back, and the heart spreading open. And softening your throat and your jaw. Relaxing your lips, your tongue, the muscles around your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead, the crown of your head. Again, coming back to your breath, breathing in and breathing out. And you might begin to practice Ujjayi pranayam, oceanic breath, the sound of waves moving along the shore, the sound of wind moving through the trees. You might begin to practice full deep breath, breathing into the belly and the ribs and the upper chest, using all three parts of your lungs to breathe. Exhaling down from the upper chest and drawing the ribs and then the belly in to complete the exhale. Letting your breath fill your body. Letting your breath focus your mind. And then on your next inhale, reaching your arms above you, letting your palms touch. Exhaling the hands down to meet at your heart. Thumbs resting along the sternum, the heart center. Connecting to your heart, to what you need, to where you are right now. And perhaps offering up an intention, dedication, prayer. Letting your practice flow from this intent, this dedication, this prayer from your heart. Beginning to softly open the eyes, release your seat, and making your way over toward a tabletop and then into a wide-legged child. So letting the knees be about mat width, tips of your big toes are kissing, buttocks toward heels, belly spilling between the thighs, and forearms and forehead on the earth. And breathing into your lower back, breathing into your back body. Getting into your hip flexors, wherever you feel this. Full deep inhale. Full expansive exhale. And from here, we'll begin to make our way toward child's pose. So on an inhale, finding your, finding cow facing pose. So you're already in child. So on an inhale, making your way from child into cow. And then from your cow, exhaling cat and child. So moving like that wave of water, inhaling cow, exhaling cat and child. Letting your breath carry you here. So the next time you exhale back into child's pose, you'll stay there for a few breaths and a more active child pose than what we were in before. So really reaching through the arms. Arms are straight, they're hovering off of the mat. Your hands are rooting down into the mat. Your head is spilling between your shoulders, and you're breathing from your tailbone through the tips of your fingers. And then you'll walk your hands over to the right. Find a lateral stretch here in the left side of the body. Again, letting your head relax and breathing in and breathing out. And walking hands through center, over to the left. Lateral stretch on the right side. Letting your head spill down. Breathing in. And breathing out. Bringing those hands back to center. Coming back toward your hands and knees. Tabletop. Drawing your belly up to meet your spine. And then from here, making sure your knees are supported. You can always place padding under them or fold your mat in half. You're going to extend that right leg, square off your hips, so you could have a glass of water on your sacrum without spilling a drop. And if it supports you, you'll extend the left arm, thumb to sky. If that doesn't feel right, keep the left hand down. And then you're going to exhale and draw in, so maybe just the leg, keeping the left hand down, or left elbow to right knee. Inhale, extend, keeping those hips square. And exhale, drawing in, rounding your back. So inhaling, extend. The neck is neutral when you extend. Exhale, drawing in, rounding the spine. Inhaling, extend. Exhale, drawing in. And the next time you inhale and extend, taking a sip of breath here. And then placing your left hand down, you're going to place your right toes down and stretch out your calf muscles. So shift your weight toward your right heel, breathing into those right calf muscles. And then shifting the weight toward the tips of the right toes, pivoting to the outside of the right foot. So it's kind of like modified side plank. Your left knee, left shin are on the floor, and you're going to reach your right arm up to the sky and press your hips forward, so release the lower back, drawing the tailbone toward your right heel and pressing the front of your hips forward. And then maybe taking the right arm and reaching it past your right shoulder. So nice stretch through the right side of the body. And then you're going to place that right hand down, come back into a tabletop, and find that wide-legged child. So knees are mat width, big toes kiss, spilling the belly and the forearms down toward the ground, the forehead spreading down, breathing in, breathing out. We'll do that same sequence on the other side. So coming back to a tabletop, spreading the fingers, stacking the joints, drawing your belly button up to kiss your spine, and making sure your knees are okay. You can always pad them, extending that left leg and squaring off those hips, right? So we want to protect the SI joint, the lower back, keeping the hips square. And maybe you'll extend the right arm, thumb to sky. Maybe. Exhaling, drawing in, rounding. Inhaling, extend, lengthening. Going at your own breath pace. Exhaling as you draw in. Inhaling as you extend, slow and steady. And the next time you inhale and extend, take a breath here. And placing that right hand down for a calf stretch on the left side, so left toes touch down, shifting your left heel toward the floor. Breathing into those left calf muscles. Setting up for your modified side plank, so you'll shift toward the tips of the left toes, pivot to the outside of the left foot, making any adjustments as you need here. Spreading the right fingers and beginning to lift your left arm up and really pressing your hips forward, drawing the tailbone toward the left heel. You can look up, you can look straight ahead or down. And then maybe taking that left arm and reaching it past your left ear, so dynamic stretch through the left side of the body. Breathe. And now making your way back to your hands and knees, tabletop. And this time coming into a puppy stretch, spreading your paws, curl the toes, lift the heels, stretch out your plantar fascia, drawing butt to heels, and again reaching through the arms so the arms are straight, just your palms are rooting into the ground. Head is heavy, breath is steady. And once you're ready, your puppy is going to grow up and become a dog. So planting those paws, exhale, lift your dog butt, And feel free to play with your dog, explore your dog. You might bend one knee and then the other. You might draw one heel and then the other toward the earth. You're walking your dog, if that feels good. It can be nice to, when we bike, right, our hips tend to be, we're sitting. So the hip joints are not getting much in the way of movement. We want to bring synovial fluid back into those hip joints and into the SI. So it can, SI joint, it can be good to kind of move those areas around. And then you're going to begin to walk to the front of your mat. And you're just taking your time here, going for a little stroll. Woo. So eventually your feet will be at the front of the mat, about hip width. And again, if you're like me, as a biker, your hips and your hamstrings and your low back are tight. So in forward bends, you really want to bend the knees, especially if you're in your first forward bend of the day. Really letting those knees bend to protect the lower back specifically. And I encourage you to have your hands on your upper arms, stabilizing the shoulder joints. Chin is tucked, letting your head go, letting your neck go. Breathe. You might sway a little if that feels good. And then as you inhale, you're going to reach your arms out, lift up halfway, keeping the knees bent, lengthening the spine. And then with that long spine, you'll lift all the way up. So your palms will touch above you. And as you exhale, you'll draw your hands down to meet at your heart. Take a breath here. Come back to your intention, your dedication, your prayer. And taking a moment to look at your feet, and just making sure they're about hip width and parallel. And on your next inhale, reaching those arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees and hinge from your hip flexors instead of your back. Fingertips touch down. Finding a low lunge, we're going to step our left toes to the back of the mat. Right knee is pretty much above your ankle. And you might want to fold over the left side of your mat, protecting that left knee joint. So low lunge, we're going to start by draping our upper body on top of our lower body. So you're letting your arms spill down toward the earth, letting your chin tuck, your head is heavy. Breathing into your low back, your quads, your hips, your left psoas. And then you're going to begin to walk your hands up onto your right leg. And you're going to lift up out of your hip joints and out of your lower back joints. So instead of collapsing down into those joints, lifting up out of them, you might have your hands on your hips here, thumbs by the sacrum. Breath is steady. And then on your next inhale, you're going to reach those arms up, keeping the shoulders wide, or the arms wide, shoulders spreading down. And on an exhale, you're going to bend your elbows like cactus arms, squeeze those shoulder blades toward each other, straighten the arms behind you, and inhale, reach them up. So 2 more like this. Exhale, bending those elbows, squeezing the shoulder blades toward each other, straighten the arms behind you. And again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bending the elbows, squeezing those shoulder blades together, bringing the arms behind you. And this time, place your left palm on your left thigh. Bring your right forearm to the inside of your right leg. Pressing the arm and leg against each other. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, twist to the left. Find your breath. And begin to slowly unwind, melting along that right leg, fingers either side of the foot, curl the left toes under, and step your left leg back like, I don't know, a couple inches or so. And then walk your right foot forward a couple inches or so. And then, woo, hamstrings. Straighten that right leg, flex the toes. Oh my goodness. And breathe into that right hamstring muscles, calf muscles. It can be fairly intense. And from here, being mindful of wrist joints, being mindful of left knee joint, being mindful of your mat, you're going to slide that right leg next to the left. And make your way back toward a puppy stretch, spreading your paws, curl the toes, lift the heels. Drawing butt to heels, reach through those arms at the head, spill toward the earth. Breathe into your back body. And planting your paws, exhale, lift your dog butt up to the sky. And again, you might want to move your hips here, move your lower back, move your spine. And then begin to walk to the front of your mat. Step by step. Feet about hip width. Knees bent, belly to thighs. Head is heavy. Inhale, reach arms out, lift up halfway, lengthening through the spinal column. Then keeping the spine long, lift all the way up, letting the palms touch above you. Exhaling, hands back to the heart, coming home. So same practice, second side. Inhale, reaching those arms out and up. Exhale, bend the knees, bow to the earth, hinging from the hip flexors. Stepping the right toes back for your low lunge. Give that right knee any padding that supports it. Left knee is above the ankle. And we're starting by dropping into gravity. So arms either side of the left leg, torso spilling over the left leg, chin is tucked, head is heavy. Maybe noticing differences between the two sides of your body. Breathe. Quadriceps, psoas, hips, wherever you feel this, glutes. And walking those hands up onto your thigh and lifting up out of your joints, out of your hip and lower back joints. Reaching those arms up, spread the shoulders down the back. Same practice that we did on the other side. So exhale, cactus arms, drawing the scapula toward each other, straightening the arms behind you. Inhale, reaching them up. Exhale, bending the elbows, drawing shoulder blades toward each other. Straighten the arms behind you. Inhale, reaching up. Last time, exhale, bending elbows, scapula drawing toward each other. Straighten the arms behind you. This time, place right palm on the right thigh, left forearm inside of that left leg. Press the arm and leg against each other like they're playing tug of war. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, twist to the right. Breathe. And coming back to center, melting along the leg, fingers either side of the foot. Curl the right toes under, step the right knee back a couple of inches. You might step the left foot forward a couple of inches, and then gradually begin to extend that left leg. Be mindful of the right knee joint. Try to square off the hips. Flex your left ankle. Breathe into those hamstrings. And taking your time, bringing your left leg back so it's next to your right leg. Releasing the fold of your mat. Spreading those fingers. You can rest in child. You can always rest in child. Or come into dog. Either one is beautiful. If you rest in child, enjoy your child. Breathe into it. If you're coming into down dog, shift the weight toward your left leg. Inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. And exhale, bend the right knee, open the hip, but try to square off your shoulders. So both armpits are facing the floor as you open your right knee and hip. And then being mindful of the wrists and shoulders, you're going to begin to bring your right foot between your hands. So if you're in child, you can come onto your hands and knees. And from tabletop, bring that right foot forward. And take your time however you make your way into it. So we're setting up for a high lunge on the right side. Right knee above ankle, left knee and heel are lifted. Fingers can be either side of the foot, but you want to keep your spine long. Your heart is facing forward. Or you might lift up with the hands on the hips, thumbs by the sacrum, reminding that lower back to lengthen toward the earth instead of compress, bringing the engagement into your left leg, out of your low back. You have the option also of reaching the arms up, breathing wherever you are. From here, we're going to open up toward Warrior Two, so you might move into it from here, or you might place your hands on the floor, give yourself stability, but take your time. So find the pose. Right knee is moving toward the pinky toe. It's above the ankle or behind it. Pressing the pinky toe side of your left foot, the outside of your left foot into the earth. Left leg is really strong, right? And if you look at your right foot, you can pretty much see all of your toes. And then dropping your tail, lifting your abdominals, reaching arms out in either direction, palms up or down, but shoulders pressing down the back. And finding your drishti, your focus, finding your breath. And with that sweet lunge in the right leg, begin to reverse, exalt your warrior. So left hand by left leg, right arm by right ear. You might look down or straight ahead or up. And then as you exhale, you're going to move step by step toward triangle. So straighten the right leg, left palm on the low back, hinge from the right hip, reach that right arm past the right shoulder. And just remembering that this is a lateral stretch and strengthener. It's not a forward bend. So once that right arm goes as far as it's going to go, the only part of you that then moves is the right arm, bringing the back of the right hand to the inside of the right leg, wherever it lands, dropping the tailbone as you open your heart toward the ceiling. And then maybe reaching the left arm above the shoulder. Looking up strains the neck, look straight ahead or down. Breathe. On your next inhale, let that left arm lift you back up to standing. Exhale, Warrior Two. And as you're ready, begin to windmill. Fingers are going to come to either side of the right foot, shifting over to the left toes. Lengthen the spine, open the heart. Plant that left hand inside of your right foot. Be mindful of your left wrist joint and shoulder joint. And lift your right arm up, open up into a twist. Play with it. And then as you exhale, you're going to let this go. Bring the right arm to the inside of the right leg. Sweep your toes forward. And you can always have your hands on your hips. You can always bend your knees. In fact, I encourage you to bend the knees and see how that feels. That might feel really, really good for the lower back. Trying to keep your spine long. And then letting this go. Walking fingers over to the right foot. Pivot those right toes forward. And being mindful of your wrist and shoulder joints, find your plank pose. Spread the fingers. Step your right leg back and shift into the heels and out of the wrists. Feel pretty much your entire body engaged here. From plank with the knees either up or down. Mine are going down. You can leave yours up. You're going to make your way onto your belly. So whether the knees are up or down, you might move through some variation of a push-up, or you might skip that push-up thing entirely and come onto the forearms, sphinx-like, and just shimmy your way onto your belly. So find your own transition to your belly. Hands are going to be below the shoulders by the upper ribs. We're setting up for a low cobra without using our hands. So tops of the feet on the floor, lift the knees, turn on those legs, and keeping your feet and your hip bones pressing into the earth. Inhale, lift the hands on the heart, literally hover. And then exhale down. Let's do this 2 more times. So inhale, hover. Exhale down. Inhale, hover. And then exhale either into child or down dog, or maybe both. Breathing in whatever you choose, whatever you do. Breathing out. Always listening to your body. If you are coming into down dog, then shifting the weight into the right leg. Inhale, lifting that left leg. Exhale, bend the knee and open the hip, trying to square off the shoulders at the same time. Being mindful of the wrist and shoulder joints, you'll gradually begin to bring that left foot toward the hands. If you're in child, you'll find tabletop, and then from there, move toward your high lunge. So left knee above ankle, right knee and heel lifted. Lengthening through the spine, opening through the heart. Maybe gradually lifting and extending through that right leg. So that's where most of your energy is, in the right leg. You might have hands on the hips, thumbs by the low back, reminding the low back to lengthen toward the earth. Breath is steady. You might reach the arms up. Again, be mindful of your low back. And transitioning toward warrior two. Taking your time, finding the pose. Left knee moving toward the pinky toe. Both hips actually are opening up. So when we draw the left knee toward the pinky toe and we're opening through that left hip, there's a tendency for the right hip to internally rotate. Try to keep both hips open, pressing the pinky toe side of the right foot down. Lift your belly, drop your tailbone. And finally, reach your arms out. Feel the strength of your legs here. Feel the openness of your heart, shoulders spilling down. Find your focus. So focusing your mind as you focus your gaze. Breathe. And with that sweet lunge, you'll begin to reverse. Exalt your warrior. And then we'll move toward triangle by straightening the left leg, right palm on the low back, sacrum area. Hinge from the left hip and reach that left arm across an imaginary counter. And then the only part of you that moves is the left arm. Back of the hand along inside of the left leg as you drop the tailbone and open your chest toward the ceiling. Maybe reaching the right arm above the shoulder. Maybe looking straight ahead or down. Breathe. Letting that right arm lift you back up. Exhale, warrior two. And at your own breath pace, begin to windmill. Fingers come to either side of the foot, shifting toward those right toes, setting up for a twist. Feel free to be kind of playful with this, spontaneous with this. Right hand inside of left foot. Inhale, lifting the left arm, open the heart. As you exhale, bring that left arm to the inside of the left leg. Sweep those toes forward. And definitely if your low back is feeling tight, bend the knees, release it. You can even play with kind of shifting your weight side to side if your knee joints are okay with that. Again, getting some movement of our synovial fluid. Lubricating our joints. And letting this go. Walk the hands over to the left foot. Pivot those left toes forward. Planting the palms, plank pose. Stepping that left leg back. Shift toward the heels and out of the wrists. And then making your own way onto your belly. Gradual, mindful transition to the earth. And this time we're going to add on neck movement for our cobra. So you're going to walk your hands, and you can actually be in Sphinx and watch me first if you want a visual. Hands are going to be below the shoulders. Tops of the feet on the floor, lifting those knees. Keeping the feet and the hip bones connected to the earth the whole time. You'll inhale, lift the hands on the heart. Turn the head to the right. And exhale, place your left cheek and hands to the earth. And then you'll inhale, center, gazing below the nose. Exhale, turn the head to the left and place your right cheek and hands to the floor. So as you're ready, you can begin this flow. Maybe you're already in it. Just remembering that it's not about height. We want to stay low. Keeping feet and hip bones connected to the earth the whole time that we move. Letting the hands rise as the heart rises, so you're not using your hands to lift you up. And the next time that one of your cheeks, whether it's the left or the right, comes onto the earth, you're going to rest here. Take a little cobra nap. You're going to bring the arms alongside the body or wherever they want to be. If it feels good, you might wiggle the hips side to side. You might bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. Listen to your body. Do what feels right for you. Find your breath. And then just to balance your body, you're going to turn your head and place your opposite cheek on the earth. And take a few breaths here. And again, do whatever feels sweet. And bringing your head back to center, hands below the shoulders, and melting into your expression of child's pose. And take a few rounds of breath here. And then begin to make your way back toward downward dog. Spreading your paws, reaching through your arms, lifting through your hips. And this time from down dog, shifting into left leg, inhale, lifting right leg. And exhale, being mindful of the wrists and shoulders. Exhale the knee toward the thumbs and round your spine, hug your heart. Wrists are pretty much below the shoulders. Inhale, lifting that right leg up, stroking the sky. Exhaling, knee toward thumbs, round the spine, hug the heart. And one more time, inhale, lifting that right leg up. And this time as you exhale and draw the knee in, being mindful of your wrists, I like to come onto my fingertips. You'll begin to step the foot toward the hands, eventually between the hands. So from here, once again, finding warrior two, you're going to pivot to outside of left foot, sweep that left arm back, but this time bypass warrior two, come right into your reverse, your exalted warrior. Exhale into a side angle with the right forearm hovering above the right thigh, left arm along left ear. Two more times like this, inhaling, reverse, exalt. Exhale, side angle with that right forearm above the right thigh, left arm along left ear. And one more time, inhale, reverse, exalt, opening the heart. Exhale, side angle, right forearm hovering above the thigh, left arm along left ear. And then windmilling, fingers either side of the foot, come onto the left toes, open the heart. Left hand inside of that right foot, inhale, lift the right arm. And this time as you exhale, and you might want to move things around as you do this, you're going to begin to place your left knee down. So I'm folding over the left side of my mat. And you're kind of coming onto the outside, the pinky toe side of that right foot. And what you might want to do as you do that is walk your right foot over to the right side of your mat, the outer edge of the right side. And you might even want to externally rotate that foot a little. So dragon pose. You can have your hands on the mat or on the floor inside of your right leg. If you have a block, you can have your forearms, your hands on a block. Breathe here, be here. You can also have the sole of the right foot down. Be mindful of the right knee, both knees, of course. And just notice if you're clenching your jaw, scrunching your eyes, if the shoulders are creeping up toward the ears, those areas relax. From here, Doing some more wiggling around. We're going to make our way into pigeon pose. So walking the right foot in, I'm releasing the left side of my mat. I don't need that support anymore. And having your right knee outside of your right hip. Most of us have our right heel by our left hip. Yours might be more in a 90-degree angle. You might have a pillow, a blanket, a block underneath your right thigh. You might stay upright, or you might begin to explore coming down. You might come halfway down, partway down. You might close your eyes. Breathe here. This can be a fairly intense pose for those of us who bike or run, or sit a lot. So be with that intensity as long as there's no pain. Relax your face, the shoulders soften. Keep the breath steady. So fun times here. If you're all the way down, you're going to begin to lift yourself up. If you're up, you're going to play with coming onto your forearms. Play is the key word. Curling the left toes, lifting the left knee. So we're moving toward forearm plank. You don't have to come into it the way that I do. And extending that right leg back. Shifting back toward those heels. Spread the shoulders down the back. Draw the belly up toward the spine. Very strong pose. From here, we're going to melt into a sphinx. So slowly, slowly, allow your lower body to sink into the earth. Hopefully it feels really good once it does. And find your sphinx. Forearms about shoulder width, elbows below shoulders. You might wiggle your sphinx butt. Pressing the shoulders down, opening your pecs, your chest. Keeping your neck fairly neutral. Gazing at the floor in front of your hands. Breathe here. Allow your lower body, including the lower back, to really melt. So from here, you're going to walk your arms forward. Again, you can stay in Sphinx and watch me first. Turning into a superwoman, superhero. Reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes. Chin or forehead comes down. Find that breath. And then keeping your hip bones pressing into the earth the whole time you do this movement. You're going to start by lifting the left leg an inch or so and the right arm an inch or so. And the head will lift too. You're gazing below your nose. And then you're going to exhale, release, and lift that right leg an inch or so, left arm an inch or so. And exhale, release. Again, keeping your hip bones down the whole time. So one more time, each leg an inch or so, right arm an inch or so, lifting up. Exhale, release. And exhale, release. Sliding the hands below the shoulders. Melting back into your child. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then making your way back toward downward dog. Spreading your paws, curl the toes of the heels. Planting your hands down as you exhale and lift your hips up. Shifting into that right leg, inhale, floating left leg up. And being mindful of the wrists and shoulders here. Exhale the knee toward the thumbs, round the spine, hug the heart. 2 more like this. Inhale, lifting that leg up. Exhaling the knee toward the thumbs, round the spine, hug the heart. And 1 more time. Inhale, lifting it up. Exhaling, knee toward the thumbs. Finding that lunge with the foot between the hands. Take your time. Be mindful of the wrists and the shoulders. We're setting up for warrior 2. So left knee above ankles. Spinning over to outside of right foot. Reaching that right arm back and finding reverse exalted warrior. A little bit of flow here. Exhaling side angle with the left forearm above the thigh, right arm along right ear. Inhaling reverse exalt. Exhaling side angle, left forearm above the thigh, right arm right ear. And again, inhale reverse exalt. Opening the heart. Exhale side angle. Hovering above that left thigh. And then letting it all go. Fingers either side of the foot. Shift to the right toes. Twist. Right hand plants. Inhale, lift the left arm. Being mindful of that right knee. So you might want to fold over the right side of the mat. You're going to exhale. Let that right knee touch down. Whee! And then make your way toward a dragon pose. So left arm inside of your left leg. Your heel toeing the left foot over to the outside of the mat, the left side. Maybe coming onto the pinky toe side of the foot. Sole of the foot lifts. Externally rotating that foot a little. I mean, really just play with this. Find a position that works for you. It's kind of like you're playing Twister on your mat here. And breathe into all those areas where you feel this pose. Be mindful that there's no pain. Breathing into discomfort. Relaxing your face, your shoulders. Be mindful of your spine. Feel free to explore little variations here. Making your way step by step toward your pigeon pose. So it's a gradual transition. Paying attention to our bodies as we move. Focusing on the journey, letting go of destination. And knowing that you can come into a position and then change your mind and come out of it and do something different. You might close your eyes, soften your jaw. Connect to your breath. And if you're down on the earth, you'll gently lift. You'll roll gently over to the left side of your body. Bring that right leg forward. Place your toes at the front of your mat. So the feet are about hip width. And there's about 2-3 feet, maybe more like 3 feet between the heels and the gluteals, the sit bones. Hands are on the backs of the thighs, below the knees, and you're lifting your heart, lengthening your spine, dropping your shoulders. And we're going to come down onto our back, so just FYI. So you're going to draw your belly in like someone's ice cream scooping out your belly. Reach your arms forward. And with your belly button moving toward your spinal column, you'll gradually make your way down. And you're going to come into a mini Shavasana. So once you come all the way down, let your whole body melt here. Nice deep breath from the toes to the crown of the head. And then if it feels good, you'll give yourself a little hug, drawing those knees in. You might place one hand on top of each knee and gently sway from side to side. Breathe. So we're going to do a little bit of a flowing bridge. We'll do a supine twist, and then we'll melt into our full Shavasana. So setting up for bridge, drawing the heels toward the buttocks. Flowing bridge, have the arms overhead by the ears. Palms face the ceiling. Pressing all 4 corners of your feet into the earth. Inhale, lift those hips up. Bridge pose. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly come down, bringing the arms alongside the body at about the same pace as your spine. Synchronicity. So 2 more like this. Inhale, lifting up into bridge. Arms overhead by those ears. Exhale, slowly coming down. Arms alongside the body. And one more time. Inhale, lifting up into bridge. Arms overhead by the ears. And then exhale, slowly coming down. Arms alongside the body. Letting that go. Breathe. So setting up for your twist, draw those knees in once again. And I'm going to give you an option here. It's an option, so you decide whether or not you do it. And that option is to cross your left thigh on top of the right. Arms are out to the side, and we're twisting to the right. So, dropping your legs over to the right. Probably shifting your shoulders over to the right. And if it just feels really tight and uncomfortable and like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe, with your legs crossed, then forget about it. Uncross the legs, stack the left leg on top of the right. Make any adjustments that your body is asking for. You might rest your right hand on top of your left leg. You might turn your head to the left. You might close your eyes. Whatever you do, connect to your breath. Connect to your body. Breathing in. Breathing out. With each exhale, let yourself relax a little bit more. Releasing your right arm, if it's resting on your left leg, bring the head to center, if it's turned to the side. And then as we come out, you're going to keep your right leg on the floor, and you're going to slowly lift that left leg. And then your right leg will gradually, at some point, begin to naturally follow the momentum of your left. You'll come back to center with your feet hovering off of your mat, and let the back of your body spread down into the ground. And breathe. And then as you're ready, on your next exhale, you'll begin to twist to the left. Maybe the right leg will be on top of the left leg. Which I apologize, because you might have had that left leg on top in the other direction. And anyway, in which case the coming out of the pose would have been a little more confusing. But finding your position here. And it's totally fine to do cross-legged on one side and stacked on top on the other. Your body will survive. Just do what feels right for you right now. Let it be organic to you, making any adjustments that support you in this moment. Breathing in wherever you are. And breathing out. So to come out of the pose, if you're in the cross-legged position, you'll release that so that the right leg is stacked on top of the left. You'll release your arms out to the side, head to neutral. And keeping your left leg on the floor, you'll slowly lift the right leg until that left leg just naturally begins to follow the momentum of the right. Your feet are hovering off of the earth, letting the back of the body melt down. And from here, making your way into reclined bound angle, or rather into either reclined bound angle.
Hey, Danny. Can't hear you anymore.
Oh, I don't know if it's because of the airplane. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lost you, like, I don't know, 45 seconds ago or something.
She went away. So you're making your way. You don't need to hear me right now because you're going to make your way into Shavasana.
Okay. I'll mute myself again.
So just letting yourself drop down into the ground. Find your sweet spot. Surrendering to the earth. Feel your whole body melting down into gravity. Letting go. letting go. Letting go. And slowly beginning to deepen your breath. Beginning to move your body. And drawing your knees in toward your body. Rolling over to one side and resting in fetal pose. And taking a few breaths here. And slowly making your way into your seat. And as you find your seat, letting your eyes close. Returning your hands to meet at your heart. Connecting to your heart center. Anahata chakra. Wellspring of infinite compassion. Infinite love. And coming back to your intention, your dedication, your prayer, yourself. And bowing your head to your heart and to the true teacher that resides within you. Om Shanti. Peace. Namaste. Oop. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
That was lovely.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Joya. Ah,
All right.
yeah. I know. It's kind of like the post-yoga space. We're all a little like, la.
Good though. So good.
Does your lower back feel a little better, Blair?
It does.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. All right.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Well, we can say goodnight unless there's anything else you want to chat about. Okay.
Good. All right.
All right. Thank you, ladies. Good to see you as always.
Thank you, Dan.
You're so welcome. Take care. Bye. Bye.